For anyone who's watched a single video on this channel, it's no secret that I am a Bethesda fan. No, wait, let me clear that up. I was a Bethesda fan. I was the one guy saying, oh yeah, Fallout 76 is probably the right path for the series. I'm sure that it will be a good game, but boy oh boy did I get burned bad on that one. Thanks, Bethesda. When you go from the company that made one of the most compelling open world games ever and reached more success than you could possibly imagine, to releasing one of the buggiest, most betraying games ever, you know you fucked up. Skyrim is going to be 8 years old this November. Let that sink in. Yet they are still releasing it on new consoles with new paid mods, and I'm ashamed to admit that I've even played it on my Amazon Alexa. I played Skyrim on my Amazon.
Welcome back to Skyrim, adventurer.
No, stop.
Towards an isolated shadow.
Alexa, stop! Bethesda had one of the most loyal fan bases ever. Their fans used to be willing to look past some of their engine limitations. They had to if they bought Skyrim and Fallout 4, but now I'm sure Bethesda gets 1,000 messages a day telling them, change the engine or I disown my son. I mean, come on, I cannot be the only person to have sent them that email at least 5 times. Your engine is outdated and cannot properly support multiplayer, to the point that Fallout 76's endgame content will crash servers. After working hard to face Alduin, you lose that progress because the server just can't handle it. But it goes much farther than releasing a broken product. See, Bethesda went all out with Fallout 76, hoping to make it the biggest multiplayer gimmick ever released. Did I say gimmick? Because that's what I meant. But then they offered collector editions of the game for a ridiculous amount of money, only for their quality canvas bags to be cheaply produced nylon bags. Then, the real canvas bags went to YouTubers and other influencers who would talk the game up with so much praise. It's very obvious to tell who is being paid to promote this game. Bethesda. Then, Bethesda comes out with a drink that you can buy. It's supposed to be a quality Nuka Dark rum that comes in its own Nuka-Cola themed bottle. Well, guess what? It's so bad that they should have just put actual bugs in the drink. It's as terrible as the bugs in their game. Might as well give consumers the full Bethesda experience. Am I right? Not only was the drink subpar, but it was highly overpriced and cheaply packaged. Watch any YouTuber trying to open this bottle and pour the drink. It doesn't just work. Then Bethesda gives control of its big red ban button to a 10-year-old and says, go nuts, kid. Players got banned for accessing content that was already in the game but was meant to be off limits. Then, instead of being able to get their accounts back after a certain amount of time, they instead had to write a letter to Bethesda explaining why being a cheater is bad and how they cheated. Bethesda has now reached the equivalent of a junior high teacher. All of this, and then Bethesda won't even give players refunds for their game. Ever wonder why Fallout 76 wasn't on Steam? Ever wonder why, when you buy the physical copy of the game, it's nothing more than a stupid download code for you to plug into your console? It's because they knew that this game would flop, and they didn't want to lose their money. They literally scammed consumers, and they were fully aware of it. Now you might be thinking, it can't get any worse, right? No, it got much worse. To reconcile with gamers all around the world, Bethesda decided that instead of refunding players their money, some spending $200 or more, God bless their souls, they would instead offer you the equivalent of $5 in digital currency. $5. You can't even buy the blue power armor for $5. If you want blue power armor, you're gonna have to shell out $18. Enjoy your blue power armor. Okay, Bethesda. Okay. You don't want to refund your game? Fine. You don't want to produce canvas bags because they're too expensive? Fine. That's all fine. I've never seen a company, especially one that I was foolish enough to love and defend in the past, fall so low. You ripped your most loyal customers off. You scammed the people who believed in this game when so many others said it wouldn't work. To many of us, you were one of the last AAA companies that could put out some quality games, but in the span of nearly 3 months, you managed to show us so many reasons to not support you anymore. You betrayed your audience, you betrayed your fans. And Bethesda may have been doing sketchy things for a while now, but I always chalk that up to Bethesda Softworks, the publisher. But now, I won't even buy a game from Bethesda Game Studios. I was so hyped for Starfield, a space epic made by the same creators of Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and Fallout 3, but now I expect it's going to tank. You've clearly lost inspiration, and I wouldn't be surprised if I walked into your offices and saw all of your developers taped to their work desks, forced to work because they would rather be doing anything else. There's no heart in these games anymore. You're rooted in your old ways, and instead of innovating on top of the smart, successful design choices you've already made in the past, you have actually gone backwards, and have been for some time now. Bethesda, you've lost me not just as a consumer, but as a truly loyal fan. I cannot support a company that's so willing to take advantage of its customers. Honestly, you guys suck balls. But instead of making this video entirely negative about Bethesda, let me plug some good developers that deserve some love. The first plug is a development team that many people love and are already familiar with, CD Projekt Red. They've released gameplay of their upcoming title, Cyberpunk 2077, and I can't remember the last time I've seen such an interesting and detailed open world. There's a link in the description for the trailer and the 40-minute gameplay demo. On top of that, you have Obsidian coming out with The Outer Worlds. Thank God they only made one game published by Bethesda and weren't locked into a contract or anything like that. They're going back to making a first-person shooter, role-playing game, and while I've only seen a trailer on it, I know that Obsidian puts out quality games. I'm not a fan of their more traditional isometric RPGs, mostly because of the combat systems, so I'm very excited to see that they'll be putting the same amount of storytelling and writing quality into a first-person shooter. I also love that they deliberately put text in the trailer stating that this game is from the original creators of Fallout, as well as Fallout New Vegas, just as a big middle finger to Bethesda. Link down below. Next, a big shout out has to go to Tailworlds Entertainment, the creators of the Mount & Blade franchise. These people know what they're doing. For those of you who have been following them, you might be thinking that their next installment, Bannerlord, is never going to come out, but they have a weekly blog that they update every Thursday. You can see the progress they're making with the game, as well as read interviews with the dev team. They're talented people, and I'm now convinced that Bannerlord is going to be the greatest game ever made, what with it being delayed like 3 years now. Links in the description to their blog, trailers, gameplay, whatever, it's all there. And finally guys, thanks for watching this rant. Thanks for putting up with me. I've got another video that I just finished writing. Knowing me, it could be another decade before it releases, but I'm excited for it. It's a bit different than what I normally make videos on, but it's a lot more positive than anything I've got to say about Bethesda. So with all that out of the way, thanks again for watching, and go enjoy yourself with some of the links in the description.